Welcome back to another vlog. I just got all dressed, bundled up to go outside. I'm gonna take you guys to SoHo today. I'm feeling like just getting outside, doing some shopping. I wanna buy something fun to wear for New Year's. My family, not my whole family, but some of my family's coming on Monday. Today's Friday. So I thought I would take the day, get outside. I feel like I've been at home a lot the last few days. So get some fresh air, do some shopping. I also have to return something really quick, but I thought it would be fun to just do a little holiday trip to SoHo and see what's going on. I'm going for grays today. I'm wearing this Saison sweater, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen. It's so good and so warm. The scarf is from Zara. It's a couple years old though, so I'll try and link something similar. My Citizens of Humanity jeans, the ones that I've been raving about recently. And then this is my Revolve coat that I've had also for probably a couple years now. I'll see if they still have it, otherwise I'll link something similar. So a lot of the stuff that I put in my cart, they actually don't have. So I'll show you guys what they ended up giving me. This was cute in the pictures, but it's just okay in real life. This is cute, but again, I just feel like it looks a lot cuter on the website than in person. Okay, this is the top that I was excited to try on in person. This is a small. They also gave me an extra small, which I might try just to see. I think it's cute. You guys know I'm loving brown these days, so I think this could be fun. They also sent me these jeans. I was gonna try this wash. I'm not crazy about it, but they're also like 5 sizes too big. They did send me another pair of jeans, so I might try those on. And I'll try the extra small as well. This is the extra small. It actually fits okay. I really like it. I just now have to think about what I'm gonna wear it with. Could do it with like a leather pant, could do it with trousers. Do I even love this? I don't know. Okay, we are heading out. I decided not to take the top because I found a couple of stains on the bottom. Damn it. It's just not meant to be, but I'm glad I came. And I think I'm just gonna pop by some stores maybe on the way home, and then we're gonna call it a day. I didn't say this in the store, but unfortunately the extra small, well, the small had stains on it too, but those were deodorant stains. I feel like you can get those out pretty easily, but the extra small had these like dark, greasy looking stains on the bottom, on the back of the shirt. And I was like, I don't want to spend money on something that isn't in good condition, you know? And I feel like it just kind of happens when you're at the end of the season and so many people are trying things on. It's like totally makes sense. I just didn't think that that was gonna be worth it, so it's okay. I think I'm gonna head home now actually and call it a day for the shopping. I don't know if I'm in the mood to do any more shopping. It's the next day and I just got back from Pilates. It's so funny being here during the holiday and walking into the studio and just having the class to yourself basically. But I got a workout in, and later today I'm gonna do some shopping for when my family gets here. But before I do any of that, I wanted to wrap up this video by sharing my word for the year and just some of the intentions that I've set for myself. I figured we would move to the couch today instead of sitting in my regular spot by the bookcase and just switch it up. Some of you guys who've been around for a while will probably remember the time where I used to do this a lot, and now it's kind of become a more popular thing, which I think is great. I think a word of the year can be such a good intention to set for yourself, but also just nice to have a theme that you can always come back to and refer to when certain things happen. And I was trying to think of the last time that I chose a a word for the year. I remember what it was. I think it was the word momentum. And I think it actually might have been 2020 when I chose that word. And obviously, you know, there was little momentum to be had in 2020. But I was also just thinking about how I stopped doing that. And I think part of that was probably because you really couldn't predict the future anymore. And it felt like you were really just focusing on the day in front of you rather than thinking about the whole year at a time, you know? But obviously now that things are kind of back to normal and back to a new normal, I want to get back to choosing a word for the year and just, yeah, starting the year off strong. So anyway, I start thinking about what do I want this word to be. I start brainstorming a little bit and I ended up choosing the word unapologetic for 2025. I'm very excited about the word actually, and the more that I say it out loud, the more it just feels like my word for the year, you know? There were a couple of other words that I had written down that I liked, and I think my biggest issue with the word unapologetic at first was that it can kind of have like a negative undertone or like a selfish undertone. But for me, when I think about it, it's just about being like your true, authentic, genuine, unapologetic self. And I think that that is the energy that I really want to embrace this year, and that's the content that I want to put out, that's the person who I want to show up as, you know, the choices that I want to make, etc. It's also funny enough, it's the first word that really jumped off the page for me. And so it feels so right. And every time I think of it, it's like all of the fluff just falls away and everything becomes super clear. You know, I just come back to myself every time I hear it. And I think that's how you know that that's your word. Yeah, the last few days, ever since I decided on the word, I've just been thinking about it, and I've been including it in my morning journal, which I'll probably do another video on later this month. But I've just been journaling about it and, you know, asking myself, okay, how am I going to show up as my most unapologetic self today? And depending on what I'm doing that day, like what would it look like if I showed up as my most unapologetic version of me? So those are some things that I can do like kind of on a more daily basis to remind myself of this. And I'm also just excited to share how I'm going to embrace that through the vlogs and through videos, like also any changes that I notice within myself and the way that I feel every day. In terms of goals and intentions and things like that, the last few years I've really been focused more on intentions and committing to very specific things instead of setting very specific goals. I almost feel like intentions just work better for me because they're more about my mindset or my habits or my everyday life rather than setting like a financial goal or setting like a job goal that I don't really have a lot of control over. And so that's not necessarily going to work for everybody. Some people really like specific goals, and I think that if you are basing goals around food or goals around the gym, I think it can be a little bit different. But for me personally this year, I'm focusing on intentions and very specific commitments. And so for me, one of the things that I want to commit to, I wrote them down on my phone. I want to commit to my morning routine every single day. It is a non-negotiable for me. And I've been really good about it the last 3 or 4 months. But there were a couple moments throughout the year where I kind of slipped off and I wouldn't do it for a week, or if I travel, I wouldn't do it. But this year I want to do it every single day. Essentially, I do my morning journal, and then I also do like a 5-minute visualization manifestation moment I want to commit to every single day. The other thing that I really want to commit to is my 2 content platforms. And so YouTube and Instagram, it's a non-negotiable. I'm doing it, I'm committing to it. And not just that, I'm committing to sharing more authentic content, especially on Instagram, and sharing like more everyday moments, more fun moments at work, more fun moments in everyday life. Kind of coming back to my word of the year, just sharing more fun, like unapologetic content rather than, you know, having everything be so perfectly curated. This last intention that I have actually just came to me this morning. I was texting my sister-in-law about it, but I really want to let 2025 surprise me, and I want to have as little expectation as possible. I feel like this is one of those things that's universally very hard because we want things and we want to achieve things. But I think sometimes when I set the stakes too high, or I set the bar too high, or I create these expectations, regardless of how many things you accomplish, you still end up being disappointed. And so one of my biggest intentions for the year is to just let the year surprise me and ride the wave of whatever 2025 has to offer. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to work hard. It doesn't mean I'm not going to, you know, go after the things that I want, but just letting life happen and enjoying whatever that looks like, you know? I think that might be the part that I'm most excited about, is just like, I just want to take a big exhale, just like, you know, just like enjoying and just living, and whatever happens, happens. I think I'm actually gonna leave it at that. I would love to hear if you guys have a word of the year or any intentions or goals that you want to set for yourself. Please leave me a comment, or you can always message me on Instagram if you want to talk more privately. I love you guys. I'm wishing you the best new year ever. Obviously, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.